Alright guys, if you're watching this video, I'm sure most of you are already aware that DC just rolled out its new monthly subscription service called DC Universe. I was lucky enough to get in on this pre-release beta this past Friday. Before I sat down for this video, I took the last couple of days to really dig deep into the app, narrow down some of the goods, some of the bads. So over the next couple minutes, I'm going to be providing you guys with all you need to know about DC Universe. Is it worth it? You'll just have to find out. Let's start with the animated series. So you get all 3 seasons of Batman Beyond. That's awesome. Young Justice Season 1 and 2. The complete Batman the Animated Series, recently removed from Amazon Prime. All 4 seasons of Static Shock. 3 seasons of Teen Titans. Superman the Animated Series. And if you want to get real old school, they have all 9 seasons of Super Friends, which of course means unlimited Aquaman riding a seahorse and losing his effing shit.
Holy critical mass, Batman! That was too close for comfort!
Aquaman, snap out of it! Aquaman!
But if you want something more upbeat, DC Universe has all seasons of Justice League and Justice League Unlimited available as well. Alright, so movie-wise, we'll talk about the animated. We get The Death of Superman and Batman Ninja, recently released this year. Literally all of the solo Batman animated films. Superman Doomsday, Green Lantern, First Flight, the 2009 Wonder Woman animated movie, and 3 Justice League animated films, Doom, War, and Crisis on 2 Earths. Alright, let's wrap it up with the live action films. Not my favorite, but we get all the Christopher Reeve Superman movies. Best of all though, we get some Keaton and Bale Batman flicks, including of course The Dark Knight, Batman Begins, Batman from '89, and Batman Returns. They even throw in some Clooney and his Batnips and Batman and Robin if you like that kind of stuff. Yeah, I know, so that's great and all, but you guys are probably asking, what haven't we seen yet? Well, if you followed any of the San Diego Comic-Con news this year, I'm sure you're already aware that they're coming out with a live-action Titan series. I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty skeptical about this at first, but over these last couple months, they've been teasing us more and more with the show. I'm getting pretty excited for it. Something also I'm excited for, a new 3rd season of Young Justice. It's going to be called Young Justice Outsiders. If you haven't watched Young Justice Season 1 and 2, I highly recommend it. Harley Quinn is getting her own animated series. There's going to be a live-action Swamp Thing, a character not many people are familiar with, but need to be. And we're also going to get a live-action Doom Patrol series. And if you're familiar with this group of outcast superheroes, I'm sure you're in agreement that this should make for some pretty interesting and entertaining viewing. To finish off the list of new shows on DC Universe, I also wanted to mention their new program called DC Daily. DC Daily, if you haven't figured it out yet, will be filmed and streamed on a daily basis and will focus around all things DC, including exclusive guest appearances, interviews, and panel discussions with some of the most well-known faces and voices in the DC universe. Kevin Smith recently live-streamed the first episode to kick off this program, which you can watch right now on YouTube if you want to learn more about DC Daily and what it's all about. Alright, and for all the real nerds out there, what about the comics? We get a pretty great archive here, including many classic key issues, origin arcs, first appearances, and some of my all-time favorite Batman stories. So I told you guys I was going to get into the goods and the bads. Well, let's start with the bads. Unfortunately, some of the popular DC movies and shows aren't on here. I'm sure many fans, like me, were hoping that Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman, Henry Cavill's Man of Steel, Justice League, or the CW Arrow, Flash, Supergirl, Legends of Tomorrow, etc. would be on here. Sad to say, but most of those live-action properties are held up with existing distribution deals, so that's preventing their availability. Another feature that I've listed as bad here is the community. This has a lot of potential, but it does need some work. I really enjoyed some of the threads, interactions with fellow people on the subscription service, but overall, the functionality of this feature, it wasn't great. There's a lot of things they can do to improve this, but it's gonna need some work. Another bad, this is not available outside the US, which has to be a pretty big bummer for all those international fans. Sorry. And finally, I kind of touched on this one already, but the overall functionality of the app. Over the last couple days when I was playing around with this beta, I noticed that it was a lot harder than it really needed to be to navigate through the app, which was a bit overwhelming for me. So over the next few months, I really hope DC sits down and takes some time to really look into the app and make some improvements so this can be a lot more user-friendly. Let's finish off with the good. DC Universe allows you to download for offline viewing. Me personally, this is a game changer. Whenever I'm traveling, going on long flights, I need something to keep me busy, and this kind of feature is key. Next, the Encyclopedia feature. DC Universe is able to give you some quick background on all the DC characters. I was having a lot of fun with this feature. I think you guys will too. So we already touched on this earlier in the video, but there's a huge wide range of movies, animated shows. What else could you want? And finally, the comics. I love the panel by panel viewing. I'm starting to think this might be the future of comics. Having an archive of this caliber at your fingertips, easy reading accessibility, I'd like to think this is really going to start to gauge some users that aren't able to get into the comic book store every week. And the one thing I'm pretty confident about is that DC will keep expanding and improving their archive of comics on this app, which makes this really promising and great. Is this app worth it? I think it is. Right now it's $74.99 for the full year or $7.99 for a month. That's around what you're going to be paying for a Netflix or Hulu subscription, but I really think over the next couple months, DC is really going to keep adding more to it, and you guys saw everything new that's coming to this app. All the new shows, live action, animated. You guys have to be excited for this like I am. But maybe I didn't sell you guys on this at all, and you think I'm completely insane. Let me know your thoughts below in the comments about DC Universe. Until next time, Jumps out.